Hi, and thank you for visiting my channel. For more information, kindly subscribe and follow. Now let's get started. Triple H just sent a message promoting an upcoming non-WWE show. This comes after WWE announced a new partnership with another promotion. TNA is gearing up to host one of its biggest PPVs of the year, Genesis. This year's show has a stacked card and will be main event by Nick Nemeth and Joe Hendry, who will battle for the TNA World Championship. NXT star Ashante the Adonis also competed on the Countdown show against Jake Something and lost. Ashante's appearance comes after WWE and TNA have been informally working together for the past year. Several TNA stars like Jordynne Grace, the Rascals, and Joe Hendry have made appearances in NXT, while WWE stars like Tatum Paxley have made an appearance in TNA. This resulted in both companies making their partnership official last week, indicating that there will be more crossovers in the future. Days after the announcement of this official partnership, Triple H took to social media to hype up the TNA Genesis PPV moments before the show began. Huge night ahead for our friends at This Is TNA. Excited to watch #TNA Genesis tonight, live on pay-per-view. It will be interesting to see who the next wrestler will be to crossover between both companies. In a move that sent shockwaves through the wrestling world, Triple H, the chief content officer of WWE, addressed the WWE Universe in a special announcement just days after unveiling a groundbreaking partnership with a major global media entity. This partnership, rumored to revolutionize the way fans consume WWE content, has already sparked anticipation for the company's upcoming major show. Standing on the stage at the WWE Performance Center, Triple H exuded confidence and passion as he addressed the media, superstars, and fans tuning in from around the globe. The unmistakable intensity in his voice underscored the magnitude of what was to come. "Good evening, WWE Universe," Triple H began, his voice echoing through the room. "We've always said that WWE is more than just sports entertainment. It's a global phenomenon. Over the years, we've broken barriers, shattered records, and created memories that last a lifetime. Today, I'm here to tell you, we're just getting started." The room erupted into applause as he continued. "Earlier this week, we announced our partnership with Zenith Entertainment Group. Together, we're embarking on a new era of storytelling, technology, and innovation. This isn't just a deal, it's a revolution. And the first chapter of this revolution starts at our next major show." The partnership with Zenith Entertainment Group was designed to bring cutting-edge technology to WWE broadcasts, including augmented reality experiences, interactive fan voting during matches, and advanced camera work that would immerse viewers like never before. Triple H hinted at some of these enhancements being unveiled at the next Premium Live event. "This isn't just about watching WWE. It's about feeling WWE," he said. "Imagine being able to choose the stipulation of a match live, experiencing the action from the perspective of your favorite superstar, or being part of the story as it unfolds. This is the future, and we're bringing it to you now." With excitement reaching a fever pitch, Triple H revealed the name and theme of the upcoming event: WWE Revolution, Breaking Barriers. "This isn't just another Premium Live event," he declared. "This is a showcase of what WWE stands for: pushing limits, creating moments, and uniting fans from every corner of the globe. And trust me, we've got surprises in store that will blow your minds." The event, set to take place in Wembley Stadium, London, marked WWE's return to the iconic venue for the first time since Clash at the Castle. Triple H emphasized the historical significance of the location. "Wembley has seen legends rise, careers made, and unforgettable moments etched in history. It's only fitting that we bring this groundbreaking event to such a storied stage." Backstage, WWE superstars were buzzing with anticipation. Seth Rollins, the World Heavyweight Champion, expressed his excitement during a quick interview. "Triple H doesn't throw around words like revolution lightly," Rollins said, a sly grin on his face. "If he says this show is going to change the game, you better believe it. I can't wait to see how it all unfolds, and you better believe I'll steal the show." Meanwhile, Rhea Ripley, the dominant women's world champion, teased a major development regarding her role at the event. Let's just say, Mommy has something big planned for Revolution. Stay tuned. Even legends like Edge and Rey Mysterio chimed in on social media, hinting at potential appearances or matches that could add to the spectacle. The WWE Universe, as expected, took to social media to share their thoughts. Hashtags like hashtag WWE Revolution, hashtag Triple H announcement, and hashtag Breaking Barriers began trending worldwide within minutes. Fans speculated wildly about potential matchups, surprise returns, and technological innovations. Is this where The Rock finally comes back to face Roman Reigns? One fan tweeted. Interactive voting? I need to vote on who faces Cody Rhodes, another wrote. The excitement wasn't limited to social media. Ticket sales for the event skyrocketed, with pre-sale registrations surpassing those of WrestleMania 39 within hours. While Triple H remained tight-lipped about the card, he did drop a few tantalizing hints. At Revolution, you'll see rivalries come to a head, alliances tested, and legacies made, he teased. I've always believed that competition brings out the best in our superstars, and this event will prove it. Rumors swirled about Roman Reigns defending his undisputed WWE Universal Championship in a high-stakes match, possibly against a debuting international star. Meanwhile, speculation grew that Becky Lynch and Charlotte Flair could reignite their legendary rivalry on the grand stage. In true Triple H fashion, he didn't just address the fans. He also sent a clear message to the WWE locker room. To our superstars, this is your moment. Revolution isn't just about the technology or the spectacle. It's about you. It's about proving why you're the best in the world. So step up. Take risks. Seize the spotlight. Because at Revolution, the world will be watching. The passion in his voice was unmistakable, and it was clear he was calling on the roster to deliver their absolute best. As the announcement concluded, Triple H delivered a final message to the WWE Universe. We've always said that WWE is for everyone. It doesn't matter where you come from, who you are, or who you cheer for. When you're part of the WWE Universe, you're part of something bigger. Revolution is for you. It's for the fans who've been with us since day one, and for the ones just joining the ride. So get ready, because on date, we're making history. And trust me, you don't want to miss it. The crowd erupted into cheers as Triple H's theme song, The Game, played, signaling the end of the announcement. With the seeds planted for an unforgettable event, all eyes now turn to WWE's weekly programming. How will the storylines build toward Revolution? What surprises are in store? One thing is certain, under Triple H's leadership, WWE is poised to deliver a spectacle that will redefine the landscape of sports entertainment. For the WWE Universe, the countdown to Revolution has officially begun, and the excitement is palpable. On the big stage, I haven't seen it. WWE veteran makes damning claim about Triple H exclusive. Triple H has creatively steered the WWE over the past few years, and while he has received praise for certain decisions, Vince Russo believed the game had yet to deliver a big character. Despite having a roster filled with exceptional talents, the company continues to expand and attract stars from its competitors, with Malachi Black reportedly in contention to make a comeback. Reports state that the House of Black leader is effectively done with AEW and should return to his former promotion once he can contractually do so. As Aleister Black, the Dutch star had his best run in NXT under Triple H's leadership, and many feel a reunion would help revive the wrestler's career. However, Vince Russo wasn't too hopeful. During the latest episode of Sportskeeda's The Wrestling Outlaws, the former WWE head writer stated that Triple H hadn't produced a successful character on the big stage. He mentioned the alleged mishandling of Uncle Howdy's Wyatt Six and admitted he hadn't watched Malachi Black's work in NXT. Though, from what he's seen thus far from Triple H, Vince Russo doesn't feel confident about witnessing game-changing characters as part of the WWE product. All I'll say is this. On the big stage, I've not seen Triple H deliver a character like that. On the big stage, I haven't seen it. I did not see Aleister Black in NXT. I did not see him. I'm talking about the big stage. I have not seen Triple H deliver a complicated character. I haven't seen it, declared Vince Russo. From 6:37 to 7:35. As noted earlier, Malachi Black is pretty much done with AEW, and no one in the company expects him to be back on TV. In the meantime, his House of Black stablemates have already begun working on a new creative direction, and Malachi, too, is setting the stage for his exit. A detailed report from PW Torch revealed that a few influential people within World Wrestling Entertainment admire Malachi Black and see him as a major singles act if presented in the best way. As for Black's contract status, the exact date of the expiration isn't known, but the belief is that he could become a free agent soon after negotiating the terms with All Elite Wrestling. All roads lead to Malachi Black's return to WWE, but when that might happen is anyone's guess at this point. The WWE Universe was rocked recently when a veteran of the Squared Circle made a controversial and damning claim about Triple H, known for his wrestling prowess, and now his role as the Chief Content Officer of WWE. Triple H, Paul Levesque, has been a focal point of conversation for decades. But this time, it wasn't about his accolades, iconic matches, or his vision for WWE's creative future. It was about whether he truly earned his place as one of wrestling's all-time greats. A shocking revelation. During an interview on a popular wrestling podcast, former WWE superstar and locker room legend Mark Andrews didn't hold back when asked about Triple H's career. Known for his straightforward demeanor, Andrews voiced an opinion that left fans stunned. "I'm not saying Triple H isn't a legend. He's done more for the business than most people will ever understand," Andrews began. "But if we're talking about him being the best of all time, I have to disagree. On the big stage, I haven't seen it." The host, visibly taken aback, pressed Andrews to elaborate. What did he mean by on the big stage? After all, Triple H had been in multiple WrestleMania main events, legendary rivalries, and countless high-profile matches. "Sure, he's had his moments," Andrews continued. "But how many of those moments were truly because of him? I'm talking about the matches that get remembered forever because of his performance. Not his opponent, not the stipulation, not the crowd, but him. I just don't see it. Compare his best matches to Shawn Michaels, Undertaker, or even Kurt Angle. There's a difference. They carried the match emotionally and physically. Triple H is great, but he's always felt like a supporting act rather than the main draw. Triple H's legacy under scrutiny. It's no secret that Triple H's career has been debated among wrestling fans for years. Some argue he was only pushed to the top because of his connections, particularly his marriage to Stephanie McMahon, Vince McMahon's daughter. Others vehemently defend him, pointing to his work ethic, ring psychology, and ability to reinvent himself as the reasons for his sustained success. Andrews' comments, however, added a new layer to the debate. Was Triple H truly deserving of his accolades on merit alone, or did circumstances and external factors elevate him beyond what he might have achieved otherwise? Fans took to social media to weigh in on Andrews' statement. Mark Andrews is just bitter. Triple H gave us classics against The Rock, Stone Cold, and The Undertaker. What more does he want? One fan tweeted. Another chimed in. I get what Andrews is saying. Triple H is a great storyteller, but if you strip away the pomp and circumstance, he doesn't measure up to the true icons. Controversial take, but not wrong. The matches that define a career. Andrews' claim sparked a renewed focus on Triple H's greatest matches. Critics began dissecting his performances at WrestleMania, his legendary bouts against Mick Foley, and his rivalries with The Rock and Stone Cold Steve Austin. Were these matches carried by Triple H, or were his opponents the true stars? One particular match that came under scrutiny was Triple H vs. Chris Jericho at WrestleMania X8. Billed as the main event of the night, the match struggled to follow the emotional high of The Rock vs. Hulk Hogan. Critics argued that Triple H failed to bring the crowd back to life, leading some to believe he wasn't as strong in the main event spotlight as others of his era. Another example often cited is his Hell in a Cell match against The Undertaker at WrestleMania 28. While the match is considered a classic, many attribute its success to the storytelling involving Shawn Michaels as the special guest referee and The Undertaker's legendary streak. A WWE veteran fires back. Unsurprisingly, Andrews' comments didn't sit well with everyone. Fellow WWE veteran Booker T addressed the controversy during his own podcast, defending Triple H's legacy. Man, "I don't know what Mark's talking about," Booker said. "Triple H is one of the greatest to ever step foot in this business. The guy's got it all: charisma, skill, and longevity. You don't have a career like his without delivering on the big stage." Booker acknowledged that Triple H wasn't always flashy in the ring, but argued that his style was deliberate. Triple H wasn't about flips or being the fastest guy in the ring. He was about telling a story. That's what this business is about. He's had countless big moments. Just look at his rivalry with Mick Foley or his work in Evolution. Fans demand a response. As the debate raged on, fans eagerly awaited a response from Triple H himself. Known for being outspoken and protective of his legacy, many expected him to address the controversy during an episode of Monday Night Raw or in a social media post. Instead, Triple H chose a different route. During a press conference promoting WrestleMania 41, a reporter asked him directly about Andrew's comments. Triple H smirked, pausing for a moment before delivering a measured response. "Look, everyone's entitled to their opinion," he said. "I've been in this business for nearly 30 years. I've heard it all. The critics, the praise. It's part of what we do. At the end of the day, my legacy isn't defined by one person's opinion. It's defined by the fans, by the matches, and by the moments we create. If Mark Andrews feels that way, that's fine. But I'm confident in what I've accomplished and the impact I've had on this industry." The bigger picture. For many, the controversy surrounding Andrews' comments wasn't just about Triple H. It highlighted a broader discussion about what makes a wrestler truly great. Is it their ability to put on five-star matches? Their charisma and connection with the audience? Or is it their influence and contributions outside the ring? Triple H's career is a unique blend of all these factors. As a performer, he's delivered memorable moments and rivalries that defined an era. As an executive, he's reshaped WWE's developmental system with NXT and helped usher in a new generation of talent. Moving forward, the debate over Triple H's legacy will likely continue for years to come. Andrews' comments, while polarizing, have sparked a conversation that forces fans and critics alike to reevaluate what they value most in a wrestling legend. For Triple H, the controversy is just another chapter in a storied career. Love him or hate him, there's no denying his impact on professional wrestling. And whether or not he's the best, his contributions to the industry will be felt for generations to come. As the dust settles, one thing remains clear. In the world of professional wrestling, the debate is just as much a part of the spectacle as the matches themselves. Triple H hypes WrestleMania rematch set for WWE Raw. Triple H hyped a major WrestleMania rematch set for tomorrow night's episode of WWE Raw. The company is currently on the road to Royal Rumble 2025 next month. Ahead of tomorrow night's episode of the Red Brand, the King of Kings took to social media to promote a marquee match scheduled for tomorrow night's edition of Raw. Drew McIntyre defeated Seth Rollins at WrestleMania XL last year to capture the World Heavyweight Championship, and the two stars will be squaring off in a rematch tomorrow night on Raw. Triple H hyped the match today on social media and noted that McIntyre and Rollins were two of the best stars in the company. Two of the best. At their best. Rollins. McIntyre. Tomorrow night. A #WrestleMania rematch that anyone who wants to be at the top of at WWE should be watching. Live on #WWRaw. At Netflix, Triple H wrote, Drew McIntyre's reign as World Heavyweight Champion didn't last long, as Damian Priest cashed in his money in the bank contract on the Scottish Warrior a few minutes after he captured the title. CM Punk defeated Seth Rollins in the main event of Raw's debut on Netflix earlier this month. Former WWE writer thanks Triple H for Raw ending early. Wrestling legend Vince Russo recently thanked Triple H for this past Monday's edition of Raw going off the air early. Last week, Raw went off the air 30 minutes earlier than usual, and Vince Russo was thrilled about it. Speaking on Sportskeeda Wrestling's Legion of Raw show, Russo sarcastically thanked the game for the show's ending early and said that it felt like Christmas morning. Bro, I look up, and Raw is over. You had to see my natural reaction. You would have sworn it was Christmas morning, and I was a 5-year-old child. I was so giddy and ecstatic that the show ended 30 minutes early. Tremendous. He continued. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Trips. The roar of the crowd was deafening as the game stood under the spotlight, his black leather jacket reflecting the intense arena lights. Microphone in hand, he soaked in the adulation before speaking. "There's nothing like WrestleMania," he said, pacing the ring. "It's the showcase of the immortals, where legends are made, rivalries reach their peak, and history is written. But sometimes the story doesn't end there. Sometimes WrestleMania is just the beginning." The audience erupted, chants of "This is awesome," echoing throughout the arena. Triple H smirked, clearly enjoying the reaction. "Tonight," he continued, "we're going back to WrestleMania. We're taking one of the most talked about matches of the year and putting it right here on Monday Night Raw. And trust me when I say this, it's going to blow your minds." With that, Triple H dropped the bombshell. The rematch would be Cody Rhodes versus Seth freaking Rollins. Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins had delivered one of the standout matches at WrestleMania 39, their clash a perfect blend of storytelling, athleticism, and raw emotion. It was a tale of redemption for Cody, who had returned to WWE after years away, and a reminder of Rollins' brilliance as one of the company's most reliable performers. Their match had ended with Cody securing a hard-fought victory, but the tension between them never truly dissipated. Now, the rematch promised to raise the stakes. Triple H made sure to emphasize that point during his announcement. "This isn't just about who's the better man," he said. "This is about pride. It's about respect. And it's about proving, once and for all, who belongs at the very top of WWE." As the show progressed, cameras caught glimpses of both Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins backstage. Cody was seen lacing up his boots in the locker room, his face a mixture of focus and determination. When asked for a comment, he simply said, "I've been waiting for this. Seth knows I'm the better man, but tonight I'll remind him why." Rollins, on the other hand, was his usual flamboyant self, striding through the hallway in a sequined jacket and sunglasses. When confronted by a reporter, he smirked and said, "Cody thinks he's the story, but tonight I'm rewriting the script." Welcome to the Seth Rollins Show. The anticipation built throughout the night as the rematch was confirmed as the main event. Promos from both men aired, highlighting their storied history and the animosity that had fueled their rivalry. The commentary team, led by Michael Cole and Corey Graves, hyped about relentlessly, emphasizing how rare it was to see a WrestleMania-caliber match on free television. When the time finally came, the atmosphere in the arena was electric. Cody's entrance, complete with his elaborate pyro display and signature Kingdom theme, brought the crowd to its feet. Seth Rollins followed, his entrance a spectacle of light and sound, the audience singing along to his theme with fervor. From the opening bell, it was clear that both men had come prepared to steal the show. Cody and Seth traded holds, counters, and high-impact moves, their chemistry as undeniable as ever. The match was a roller coaster of near falls and dramatic moments, each competitor digging deep into their arsenal to gain the upper hand. At one point, Rollins hit a devastating superplex followed by a Falcon Arrow, only for Cody to kick out at the last possible second. Later, Cody countered a curb stomp attempt into a crossroads, but Rollins managed to roll out of the ring before the pinfall. The crowd was on the edge of their seats as the match entered its final moments. Rollins, visibly frustrated, attempted to finish Cody with a pedigree, a nod to Triple H himself, but Cody reversed it into a third crossroads. This time, there was no escape. The referee counted to 3, and Cody Rhodes emerged victorious once again. As Cody celebrated his win, standing on the turnbuckle and soaking in the adoration of the fans, Rollins staggered to his feet. For a moment, it seemed as though he might attack Cody from behind. The tension was palpable, the crowd holding its breath. But then, in a surprising show of respect, Rollins extended his hand. Cody hesitated, eyeing Rollins warily. Finally, he accepted the handshake, and the two shared a brief, mutual nod before Rollins exited the ring. It was a moment that underscored the emotional weight of their rivalry and the respect they had earned from one another. As Raw went off the air, WWE social media channels shared a clip of Triple H backstage, watching the match on a monitor. "That," he said, pointing at the screen, "is why we do this. That's what WWE is all about. Fans flooded social media with praise, declaring the match an instant classic and hailing Triple H's decision to book the rematch as a masterstroke. The hashtag RAW rematch trended worldwide, cementing the night as one of the most memorable episodes of Raw in recent history. The events of the night set the stage for future storylines. Cody's victory solidified his status as a top contender for the WWE Championship, while Rollins' handshake hinted at a potential face turn or new direction for his character. Meanwhile, Triple H's role as the architect of the night's success only further enhanced his reputation as a creative genius. As the WWE Universe buzzed with excitement, one thing was clear. When Triple H promised something special, he delivered. And with WrestleMania-level matches like this on Raw, the road to WrestleMania 40 was already shaping up to be unforgettable. Triple H gives major Bloodline member a new nickname ahead of WWE SmackDown. Triple H branded a member of the Bloodline the Destroyer ahead of tonight's episode of WWE SmackDown. Solo Sikoa will be returning to WWE TV tonight after losing the Tribal Combat match to Roman Reigns on Raw earlier this month. Ahead of tonight's edition of SmackDown, the game shared a behind-the-scenes look at Jacob Fatu's entrance. In the video, Triple H walks the Samoan werewolf through his entrance with Tama Tonga. The cerebral assassin noted that Fatu was a destroyer, and you can check out the video in the post below. Every WWE entrance is an opportunity to show the world who you are. In Jacob Fatu's case, it's a destroyer, he wrote. Solo Sikoa made several changes to the Bloodline after Roman Reigns lost the undisputed WWE Championship to Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania XL. Paul Heyman and Jimmy Uso were kicked out of the group, while Tama Tonga, Tonga Loa, and Jacob Fatu were named new members of the faction. Roman Reigns, the Usos, Sami Zayn, and CM Punk defeated Solo Sikoa's version of the Bloodline in the men's War Games match at Survivor Series 2024. CM Punk agreed to compete alongside the OG Bloodline in exchange for a favor from Paul Heyman. Former WWE writer thanks Triple H following Raw. Wrestling legend Vince Russo sent a message of thanks to Triple H following this week's edition of Raw. Speaking on Sportskeeda Wrestling's Legion of Raw podcast, Russo shared his reaction to the Red brand going off the air 30 minutes sooner than usual this past Monday night. The veteran joked that it was like Christmas morning for him and thanked the King of Kings for ending the show early. Bro, I look up, and Raw is over. You had to see my natural reaction. You would have sworn it was Christmas morning, and I was a 5-year-old child. I was so giddy and ecstatic that the show ended 30 minutes early. Tremendous, he continued. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. Thank you. Triple H. From 2 o'clock onwards, Jacob Fatu debuted for the company last year and has already made a name for himself on SmackDown. It will be interesting to see if the veteran can capture his first singles title in the company this year. The atmosphere in the WWE headquarters was buzzing with anticipation. As the blue brand, WWE SmackDown, approached, fans and insiders alike were eager to see what would unfold. For weeks, rumors had circulated about major changes within the Bloodline, one of WWE's most powerful factions. Roman Reigns had solidified his dominance as the tribal chief, but his leadership was about to face an intriguing twist. It all started when Triple H, the head of WWE Creative, called a special meeting to discuss the direction of SmackDown. A series of key players, including Roman Reigns, Paul Heyman, and the members of the Bloodline, were summoned to the production facility. The game had been watching closely as tensions began to rise within the faction, especially as certain members seemed ready to forge their own paths.
But this wasn't just about keeping the Bloodline intact. Triple H had something much bigger in mind, something that would send shockwaves through the wrestling world. The room was tense as Roman Reigns, with his customary smug smile, took his place at the center. His cousins, Jimmy and Jey Uso, stood nearby, while Solo Sikoa, the enforcer, leaned against the wall, arms crossed. Paul Heyman, as ever, was close by Reigns, ready to advise him on whatever strategy would benefit the tribal chief's reign. Triple H stood at the front of the room, his authoritative presence unmatched. All right, everyone, Triple H began, his tone serious yet laced with intrigue. We're going to do something bold. Something that will shake SmackDown to its core. Roman, I know you're used to being the tribal chief, but even the strongest factions evolve, and that's exactly what we're going to do. Reigns raised an eyebrow but said nothing. His posture remained perfect, as if he knew this was all part of the game. Triple H turned his attention to Solo Sikoa, the quiet yet intimidating powerhouse of the bloodline. Solo, you've done well as the enforcer. But it's time for you to step up. It's time to add something more to your legacy. Solo's stoic expression didn't change, but there was a flicker of curiosity in his eyes. I'm giving you a new name, Triple H continued. From here on out, you'll be known as the Enforcer of Destruction. The room fell silent for a moment. It was a powerful statement, a name that encapsulated Solo's role in the bloodline, but it also hinted at something more. Destruction was a loaded word, one that could indicate that Solo wasn't just a follower, he was a force to be reckoned with, one capable of reshaping the very foundation of WWE. Solo Sikoa slowly nodded, a faint grin tugging at the corner of his lips. The enforcer wasn't one to show emotion, but it was clear that the new title resonated with him. It was a signal that his role within the bloodline was shifting, and he would now be seen as more than just Roman Reigns' muscle. The Enforcer of Destruction, Solo muttered to himself, testing the name. I like it. Reigns, still perched in his seat, didn't seem overly impressed. He had seen countless reinventions within WWE, and while he respected the game's creative vision, he wasn't one to change on a whim. However, there was a part of him that understood the importance of such shifts. Triple H turned his attention back to Reigns, who remained poised as ever. Roman, your place in the bloodline is secure. But Solo's name change is just the beginning. We need something more from you too. Something that reminds everyone that you are the leader. The tribal chief. But more importantly, the face of WWE. Reigns leaned forward, his expression unreadable. What are you suggesting? A sly smile spread across Triple H's face. I'm suggesting that we push this faction to its limit. I'm suggesting we reinforce that you are not just a champion, you are the king of SmackDown. The face of everything that is WWE. And that's where the nickname comes in. You are no longer just the tribal chief. You're the king of the island. The room seemed to hold its breath. Reigns' reputation as the tribal chief had been built on years of dominance, but king of the island was something more, a reflection of his all-encompassing control over not just the island of Samoa, but the entire wrestling world. It was a nickname that conveyed authority, legacy, and an undeniable sense of power. Roman Reigns didn't flinch. He gave a slow, approving nod. I like that. King of the island. It suits me. With the new moniker in place, Triple H turned to Jimmy and JUSO. You two are the foundation of the bloodline. Without you, there is no Roman. But it's time to add a new layer to your story. You are no longer just the Usos. You're the architects of blood. The Usos exchanged a glance, then broke into wide grins. The nickname wasn't just a nod to their skill in crafting the legacy of the bloodline, it also symbolized their ability to manipulate the course of history within the faction. The architects of blood weren't just wrestlers, they were the masterminds behind the entire dynasty. Jay, always a bit more outspoken, spoke up. We're gonna remind the world who built this empire. That's the spirit, Triple H said, giving a nod of approval. Finally, Paul Heyman, ever the master of words, remained silent until Triple H turned to him. Paul, I don't need to change your name. Your role is secure. But what I do need is for you to remind the world that this is not just about Roman. It's about the bloodline as a whole. You're the one who tells the story, and that's just as important as what happens in the ring. Heyman, ever the strategist, grinned. You don't need to tell me twice. I've always been the advocate. But now, it's time to remind the WWE Universe that the Bloodline story is the most important story in all of wrestling. With that, Triple H stepped back, his grin growing. SmackDown is about to witness the rebirth of the bloodline. You all have new names, new roles, and with that, new power. As the faction members absorbed the gravity of their new titles, the weight of what was about to unfold became clear. The bloodline had always been a force, but now, under the watchful eye of Triple H, they were poised to become something far greater. They were no longer just a faction, they were a dynasty with new names and a renewed purpose. And as the lights of WWE SmackDown flickered to life, the world would soon understand that the bloodline had transcended what anyone could have imagined. Triple H sends a message after blockbuster WWE announcement, changes everything for multiple years. WWE is changing the game in the coming years, and Triple H has now sent a message after the latest blockbuster announcement about what's to come. This will make a huge dent in the future of wrestling. WWE announced earlier today that the two companies would enter into a multi-year partnership. This partnership will see crossover appearances for NXT stars in TNA and TNA stars in WWE, offering both companies opportunities to use stars they would normally not have access to. WWE and TNA Wrestling today announced a multi-year partnership aimed at creating unprecedented crossover opportunities within WWE and TNA programming for NXT superstars and TNA wrestling stars. Now that the two have a deal in place, Triple H has also reacted to the announcement and talked about the future of WWE and TNA. He said that it was massive for everyone concerned and for fans around the world as well. With the partnership, they would be focusing on the next generation of wrestlers in the industry. Massive news for everyone. At WWE, at This Is TNA, and, most importantly, fans around the world. This valuable partnership will help prepare both companies for the next generation of this industry. Triple H already had WWE and TNA stars interacting in 2024. While the multi-year deal has just come into place, Triple H's WWE and TNA had an understanding last year as well, which allowed stars to appear on each other's shows. Joe Hendry and Jordynne Grace, among others, all made big appearances on NXT over the last year, while several young NXT stars also made their way over to TNA for big shows and matches. Now, there's even speculation among the fans that with the deal in place, the Royal Rumble could see appearances from several TNA names. The deal certainly increases the options that WWE has, and it will be interesting for fans to see what happens next with the two rosters intermingling and what plans Triple H has. The air was thick with anticipation as WWE fans worldwide sat glued to their screens, awaiting the announcement that would shape the future of the company for years to come. The buzz had been relentless, building for days, with whispers circulating about monumental changes coming to WWE. Rumors had swirled, with some speculating the return of legends, while others thought it might involve new stars or even a significant overhaul of the brand's structure. But no one could have predicted the bombshell that was about to drop. Triple H, WWE's chief content officer, was standing at the center of the ring on Monday Night Raw, flanked by key figures from the company's creative team, live on air. With a stern but composed expression, he gripped the microphone tightly, preparing to address the WWE universe in a way that would forever alter the landscape of sports entertainment. Ladies and gentlemen, the WWE has always prided itself on being a global phenomenon, a place where the greatest athletes in the world come together to create the most electrifying entertainment possible, Triple H began, his voice steady but filled with purpose. The crowd was eerily quiet, hanging on every word. But to stay ahead of the curve, to continue to be the best in the business, we have to evolve. He paused for a moment, allowing the weight of his words to sink in. The silence was deafening, with fans unsure of what was to come next. Today, I am announcing a seismic shift in WWE's direction. For the first time in over a decade, we are restructuring the very foundation of this company. Starting next year, we will have a brand new vision that will change the way we do business, both inside and outside the ring, Triple H continued. A wave of murmurs rippled through the crowd as the announcement sunk in. Change was coming, and this wasn't just any ordinary shift, it was a complete overhaul that would affect every aspect of the WWE machine. the announcement that followed sent shockwaves through the WWE universe. Triple H revealed that, starting next year, WWE would be implementing a revolutionary scheduling and branding system in which 3 separate brands would be introduced: WWE Raw, WWE Thursday Night SmackDown, and WWE Friday Night Main Event. The new Main Event brand would focus solely on the most elite wrestlers and feature weekly 2-hour broadcasts, bringing in new faces while showcasing established superstars in fresh rivalries. The format would emphasize fast-paced, high-impact matches while spotlighting raw, unscripted moments of pure action, unlike anything seen before. It's time for fresh talent to step into the spotlight. It's time for new champions to rise, for different faces to emerge, and for WWE to break out of its comfort zone, Triple H proclaimed. Main Event will be where we push the boundaries, challenge expectations, and focus on creating new stars who will be the future of this company. But that wasn't all. The real shocker came when he revealed that WWE would be incorporating real-time fan voting into its storylines, drastically altering the way matches were built and outcomes determined. For the first time ever, fans would be able to influence the direction of rivalries, stipulations for matches, and even the participants in championship bouts. A dedicated app would allow WWE fans to cast their votes, ensuring they had a direct impact on the content they consumed. In the coming months, you, the WWE Universe, will have the chance to influence the very course of this company. You will be able to vote on stipulations, matchups, even championship contenders. This is no longer just about us telling the story. You are a part of it, Triple H said, his eyes flashing with excitement. The magnitude of the change became clear to everyone in the arena. WWE was opening a new chapter, one where fans and superstars alike would help shape the future of the company. With this fan-driven approach, the level of unpredictability was about to skyrocket. No longer would the outcome of every match be scripted in advance. WWE was embracing a level of live, dynamic storytelling that no other wrestling promotion had dared to attempt before. Triple H continued, his words brimming with conviction. We're entering an era where the fans get to dictate the future of their heroes and villains. Storylines will evolve in real time. We'll no longer be beholden to old formulas. Instead, we'll follow the path that the WWE Universe demands. We will listen to you, and in return, we'll give you the product you've always wanted. A product built around the passion, energy, and creativity of our fans. The crowd erupted into a mixture of cheers and disbelief. Fans couldn't contain their excitement as the idea of having a real say in the direction of WWE sank in. This was a dream come true for many, a chance to feel truly connected to the superstars they had watched and admired for years. But the changes didn't stop there. Triple H's message went on to reveal the long-term vision that would change the company for years to come. WWE's historic partnerships with global entertainment giants were set to expand, with new international broadcasting deals in place, allowing WWE content to be streamed in previously untapped markets across the globe. This move was part of WWE's strategy to position itself as a truly international brand, bridging the gap between American and overseas audiences. We're not just an American company anymore, Triple H stated with pride. We're a global phenomenon, and that's how we're going to operate moving forward. WWE will be accessible to fans from every corner of the globe, and our superstars will be able to compete on a scale never before seen in this industry. The restructuring would also mean significant changes to the talent development pipeline. Triple H announced the introduction of WWE's Global Talent Search, which would actively scout and recruit athletes from all sports and entertainment sectors. WWE would no longer be confined to the wrestling world when it came to talent acquisition. Top athletes from MMA, boxing, football, and other competitive arenas would be given a chance to prove themselves in the squared circle. The new initiative was aimed at creating a more diverse roster, drawing in athletes with backgrounds that could bring fresh excitement and unpredictability to WWE's already eclectic roster. We are opening the doors to the best athletes in the world, not just the best wrestlers, Triple H declared. Our goal is to find the next global superstar who will not only perform in the ring but will also transcend sports entertainment and become an icon in mainstream culture. Whether they've got experience in combat sports or not, we're ready to train them, teach them, and put them in front of you." Finally, Triple H closed with a statement that would reverberate in the hearts of fans everywhere: "This is just the beginning. The next 5 years of WWE will be a time of unprecedented growth and transformation. This is the dawn of a new era. And it's an era that you, the WWE Universe, are going to create alongside us." As the crowd roared, Triple H dropped the microphone, leaving the fans in a frenzy, not just because of the enormity of the announcement, but because they now had a tangible way to influence the future of the product they loved. The next era of WWE had begun, and it would be unlike anything anyone had ever imagined. The countdown had started. The future of WWE was in the hands of its fans, and it was poised to change everything for years to come. Triple H may have subtly confirmed major WWE World Title storyline has been cancelled. Triple H, the current Chief Content Officer of WWE, has been booking storylines in the best way possible. Fans are happy with the current ongoing angles and are excited to see how things will unfold as we soon kick off the road to WrestleMania 41. Amid this, it seems like Triple H may have subtly confirmed that the major storyline involving Nia Jax and Tiffany Stratton for the WWE Women's Championship has been cancelled. The Irresistible Force lost the championship on the first episode of SmackDown in 2025. Usually, when a champion loses their title, they receive a rematch. However, in this scenario, the former champion has declared her official entry into the Women's Royal Rumble match. It seems like Jax is now aiming to gain a title shot by winning the traditional Rumble match rather than confronting or attacking Tiffany Stratton. This appears to be a major hint that her storyline with Tiffany Stratton could either be cancelled or on hold for now. Nia Jax recently appeared on Netflix's Raw, where she announced her entry into the 30 Women's Royal Rumble match. During this appearance, she also confronted the new Women's World Champion Rhea Ripley. Following this, there is a strong belief that Jax is now officially part of the Red brand. This scenario seems realistic, as the transfer window allows stars to switch brands. It appears that to strengthen the Raw women's roster, Triple H has facilitated this brand shift for the 40-year-old star. If true, it seems like another subtle confirmation that the game has cancelled plans for Nia versus Tiffany, as Stratton remains part of SmackDown. Triple H might not prefer to have heel versus heel rivalry. Both Tiffany Stratton and Nia Jax are currently villainous stars in the company, and it's possible that Triple H may not have preferred a heel versus heel rivalry. This could be a potential reason why the game might have chosen not to develop a rivalry between two villainous characters. With the reaction Tiffany is receiving, it's probable that her babyface turn could happen soon. Following this, WWE might prefer to initiate their rivalry if Nia Jax doesn't shift to the Red brand. After all this, it's fair to say that Triple H may have subtly confirmed that a major WWE Women's title storyline has been cancelled for now. In a startling moment during a recent WWE press conference, Triple H may have subtly confirmed what fans have been speculating for weeks: the major storyline that many hoped would unfold for the WWE World title has been quietly cancelled. The revelation, almost an offhand comment, sent ripples through the WWE universe, and the wrestling world has been buzzing ever since. For months, fans had been expecting a major build-up between two of the most polarizing figures in the industry, Roman Reigns and a returning legend. The speculation grew after cryptic hints and teases from both parties, with fans imagining a high-stakes match that could define the future of the promotion. All signs pointed to a monumental showdown at one of WWE's biggest events, perhaps even WrestleMania, where the world title would be on the line in a story driven by personal vendettas, respect, and legacy. But then, something unexpected happened. Triple H, in a seemingly casual response to a question about future title plans, casually dropped a comment that made it clear this storyline, one that had been building for months, was no longer in the works. "I can't speak to what was rumored, but as of now, that is not the direction we're taking," Triple H said, his voice calm yet resolute. before quickly moving on to discuss other topics. For fans, the implications of that brief remark were profound. There had been hints for some time that WWE might be leaning towards a fresh direction for its top championship. The idea of a new champion emerging, one not defined by Reigns' dominance, seemed to be in the cards. But hearing the confirmation that the storyline had been nixed left a sense of uncertainty hanging in the air. Why was the storyline cancelled? While Triple H's comment was vague, it left many questions in its wake. Why would WWE cancel such a high-profile storyline, especially one that had the potential to draw in both casual and hardcore fans? One of the theories circulating is that the timing for the Grand Showdown simply didn't work out. WWE had been building towards the Roman Reigns vs. Legend match for months, but behind the scenes, the booking process may have run into several logistical hurdles. Whether it was due to scheduling conflicts with the returning legend, injuries that changed the course of WWE's plans, or an internal shift in direction, it's possible that the timing simply didn't line up for this clash of the titans. Another factor could be the overwhelming success of Roman Reigns' current storyline as the undisputed WWE Universal Champion. The Tribal Chief's reign has been one of the most dominant in recent memory, with his bloodline story capturing the attention of millions. The decision to keep Reigns in the top spot for an extended period may have altered WWE's plans for a fresh challenger. Triple H, knowing the importance of keeping Reigns' title reign meaningful, might have decided that a match with the returning legend would have distracted from the long-term build-up of the Bloodline saga. And then, of course, there's the simple reality of WWE's evolving creative direction. While the Legend vs. Reigns match would have undoubtedly been a marquee attraction, WWE may have wanted to create a new, unpredictable direction for the title, one that involves fresh rivalries and unexpected turns. By scrapping the rumored match, WWE could be paving the way for new stars to emerge, particularly those who have been biding their time in the mid-card. With the rise of stars like Seth Rollins, Cody Rhodes, and Austin Theory, WWE might have felt it was time to usher in a new era of world title contenders congenders. Fan reactions, mixed emotions. Wrestling fans, never short on passion, have reacted to this sudden change in various ways. Some feel disappointed that they will never get to see the legendary confrontation they had been hoping for. For many, the idea of Reigns facing off against a returning icon was a dream match, one that promised to blend the past with the present in a way that few other bouts could. There was also the allure of the stakes, with the world title being a symbol of the best the industry has to offer. On the other hand, some fans are thrilled by the possibility of a fresh, unpredictable direction for the title scene. They believe that WWE has been stagnant in terms of elevating new talent to the top, and a cancellation of this storyline could be the sign of a larger push for younger stars. For them, this is an opportunity for someone else, perhaps Cody Rhodes, to rise to the occasion and claim the world title. With Reigns holding the belt for so long, the question of who could dethrone him has been looming for months, and some fans feel the time is now. Others have expressed skepticism, wondering whether Triple H's comment was simply a diversion, part of a bigger plan to throw off fans and keep the industry guessing. In the world of professional wrestling, storylines can change on a dime, and what seems like a cancellation today could be back on track tomorrow. Fans have learned over the years not to take anything at face value, especially when it comes to WWE's creative process. Triple H's role, the architect of change. As the head of WWE's creative team, Triple H has been known for his willingness to take risks and break from tradition. Under his leadership, there has been a renewed focus on in-ring action, storytelling, and giving new talent the opportunity to shine. In many ways, Triple H has become a symbol of change within WWE, as he works to balance the company's rich history with the need to adapt to modern tastes. However, with change comes unpredictability. The cancellation of the major world title storyline may be seen as part of this ongoing process, where WWE is finding its footing in a new era. With younger stars, new feuds, and potential cross-promotional matches on the horizon, Triple H may be looking to break away from some of the more predictable storylines that WWE has relied on for years. Moreover, the cancellation could also be indicative of the company's broader approach to storytelling. WWE has shown time and again that it is willing to pivot at a moment's notice if it feels the need to keep the audience on their toes. With so many unpredictable elements in the industry right now, it's entirely possible that this cancellation is just another plot twist in WWE's grand master plan. What's next for the WWE World Title? While fans may still be reeling from the cancellation of this major storyline, the future of the WWE World Title is anything but set in stone. The direction for the championship is now wide open, with countless possibilities for new contenders and fresh rivalries. Cody Rhodes, Seth Rollins, Austin Theory, and others are all potential challengers for the coveted prize, and each of them brings something unique to the table. The question now is not whether a new champion will rise, but who will be the one to do it, and how will WWE manage to craft a story that keeps fans engaged through the transition. Whether or not this storyline is truly over remains to be seen, but one thing is for certain, WWE is not afraid to change course, even when the stakes are high. The cancellation may sting, but in the world of professional wrestling, the only constant is change. The WWE World Title may be the focal point of the company's future, but how it gets there is anyone's guess. Triple H to cancel the 2025 WWE Hall of Fame ceremony? Exploring the chances. One of the big events that WWE Universe looks forward to every year is the Hall of Fame. Fans and stars alike come together to honor the legends of the past. Whilst fans still respect all those who get inducted, the ceremony as a whole has seemingly lost some of its spark in recent years, with a small minority in fear of the show's future. The HOF tends to take place immediately following the final SmackDown before WrestleMania, with many tired fans looking to leave the arena. According to a recent report from WrestleVotes via Backstage Pass Canday, Triple H and the rest of the company's higher-ups may be considering a different look to the event, considering how last year's ceremony went. They were not happy with how everything happened last year in Philadelphia, in terms of the size of the crowd that was left even a half hour through. Once Paul Heyman was done speaking last year, the majority of the crowd left, and WWE was not thrilled with that. I talked to a source that said they couldn't really blame them because the headliner went first. WrestleVotes added, WWE was not thrilled with that, so I don't think they want to do that again. So I know they're trying to come up with different ways to present everything. Pro wrestling fans certainly want to honor those who paved the way in the most respectable way possible, therefore any alteration that looks to do that will surely be welcomed. Some reports even stated that the company might cancel the Hall of Fame as a whole this year. But looking at how important the tradition is to the WWE and the fans, the chances of that happening are very slim. Current champion praises Triple H's booking of WWE's women. Since taking over as head of creative, Triple H has received many plaudits from stars and veterans alike. During a recent interview on The Sports Agent, the current Women's United States champion Chelsea Green stated that the game has made the female stars feel equal to their male colleagues. Triple H makes women, specifically, feel absolutely equal to men. We're out there main eventing WrestleMania, something unfortunately the previous era didn't get to experience, but they did set the table for us. Now, we're sitting and enjoying these amazing meals, and I couldn't be happier. More history was made in World Wrestling Entertainment's women's division this week after Irish star Lyra Valkyria defeated Dakota Kai to become the inaugural Women's Intercontinental Champion. In a bold move that would send shockwaves through the wrestling world, there are growing rumors that WWE's chief content officer, Triple H, is considering canceling the 2025 WWE Hall of Fame ceremony. The Hall of Fame, a prestigious event that has become a staple of WWE's WrestleMania week, is designed to honor the legends of the business, showcasing the careers and contributions of those who helped shape the company's rich history. But what if this iconic event, a fan favorite, suddenly vanished? To fully understand the implications of such a decision, it's essential to explore the factors that could lead Triple H to make this drastic choice, as well as the consequences it would have for the WWE Universe. The impact of the current WWE landscape. Since taking the reins of WWE's creative and business direction, Triple H, also known as The Game, has made significant changes to the company, pushing forward a more inclusive and modern vision of sports entertainment. His changes have ranged from altering the product's storytelling approach to expanding the company's global reach. However, despite the progress, WWE has also faced numerous challenges. In recent years, WWE has struggled with a volatile landscape, competition from AEW, shifting fan demands, and the evolution of wrestling as a whole. The once dominant monopoly of the WWE universe has been diluted by the rise of alternative wrestling promotions. WWE's declining TV ratings and the high-profile departures of talent from both the men's and women's rosters have raised questions about the direction of the company. Triple H has been more open to taking risks and restructuring WWE's approach, but what if he felt that the Hall of Fame, which has evolved into a lucrative but increasingly corporate affair, no longer aligns with the company's forward-thinking vision? Could he see the Hall of Fame ceremony as an outdated tradition that doesn't serve WWE's future as much as it did in the past? The possibility of a major shift. Canceling the 2025 Hall of Fame ceremony would be a drastic statement. After all, this event has served as a cultural touchstone for fans, a moment to pay tribute to the athletes who paved the way for modern wrestling. But beneath the surface, there are several factors that could lead Triple H to reevaluate its importance and ultimately decide to scrap it. 1. Evolution of WWE's business model. In recent years, WWE has become increasingly focused on diversifying its income streams. The company's venture into partnerships, including its groundbreaking media rights deals and the strategic alliance with companies like Saudi Arabia's General Sports Authority, signals a move away from traditional revenue models. As WWE shifts away from its old-school roots, Triple H might decide that the Hall of Fame ceremony no longer fits with the company's broader vision. Moreover, if the company wants to continue attracting younger audiences and keep its programming relevant, it may need to move away from certain aspects of the past. The Hall of Fame, which often honors legends from a different era, could be seen as part of an old-school WWE image that the company is trying to distance itself from, making it a candidate for cancellation in favor of new types of events that better reflect WWE's evolving direction. 2. The risk of overexposure. The Hall of Fame ceremony is one of the most eagerly awaited events each year, but with it comes the risk of overexposure. In recent years, the Hall of Fame has become a long-winded affair, featuring numerous inductees, some of whom may not have had as big of an impact on the industry as others. There is a fine line between honoring deserving talent and diluting the ceremony with underwhelming inductees, a practice that has led to criticism from both fans and insiders alike. By canceling the event, Triple H could be signaling a shift in how WWE approaches its history. Instead of giving out automatic spots to every legend who deserves recognition, the company might look for more unique and selective ways of honoring its past. This move could also allow for more focused tributes and celebrations of key moments without the need for an entire ceremony. 3. Financial considerations. Every major WWE event carries significant financial risk. The Hall of Fame is no different. While the event itself attracts a lot of attention, it also requires considerable production costs, venue booking fees, and a large team to organize. WWE might be looking at its financial landscape and determining whether the Hall of Fame is still a worthwhile investment compared to other programming. Additionally, with the influx of media platforms and the rise of on-demand content, WWE may decide that the Hall of Fame could be better suited for a digital or streaming format rather than a live ceremony. By moving the event to a more cost-effective platform, WWE would still be able to honor the inductees, but without the overhead of a live show. 4. Negative backlash from the WWE universe. One of the most significant hurdles Triple H would face in canceling the Hall of Fame ceremony is the backlash from fans. For many, the Hall of Fame is one of the most anticipated events of WrestleMania week. The fans feel a deep connection to the wrestlers being inducted and look forward to seeing their heroes honored. If Triple H were to announce the cancellation of the 2025 Hall of Fame, it could result in an uproar from the WWE universe. Fans might accuse WWE of disrespecting the legends who helped build the company. However, Triple H is no stranger to controversy. He's made difficult decisions before, such as overseeing the release of several high-profile stars and adjusting WWE's creative direction. If he sees the cancellation as part of a larger restructuring of WWE's image, he may be willing to face the backlash, trusting that it will be a necessary sacrifice for the company's long-term success. The alternative, reimagining the Hall of Fame. Rather than canceling the event altogether, Triple H could take the opportunity to reimagine the Hall of Fame ceremony. One possibility is a revamped Hall of Fame experience that focuses more on storytelling and digital engagement, allowing WWE to honor legends in a more modern, interactive way. This could include a virtual Hall of Fame, where fans can vote for their inductees online, or a more intimate event that focuses on specific periods of WWE's history. Another possibility is the creation of an alternative event that recognizes talent in a different manner, perhaps highlighting key moments in WWE's recent history or honoring current stars for their contributions. This would allow WWE to evolve its brand while still acknowledging the achievements of past wrestlers in a way that feels fresh and exciting to today's audience. Conclusion. As of now, Triple H's decision to cancel the 2025 WWE Hall of Fame ceremony remains speculative. However, with the changes occurring within WWE and the evolving needs of the wrestling industry, it's not entirely out of the question. While canceling the ceremony would surely upset a large segment of the fan base, it could be part of a larger effort to modernize WWE's approach to honoring its past. Whether the ceremony continues in its current form, evolves, or disappears entirely, the wrestling world would undoubtedly feel the ripple effects of such a monumental decision.